Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Vancha kalpataruvasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo Ant Koti Vaishnav ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. um, we are reading from teachings of Lord Kapila, chapter 8, Bhakti Yoga. Before we go into it, I would like to pay my humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. I seek your blessing so that I can say something valuable, uh, something which adds value to this hour. I also seek blessing of His Grace Simeshwar Prabhu for engaging me in this seva so that I can do some Shastra study. This chapter starts by this verse, which is from 25th chapter of third canto and 14th chapter, 14th verse. So I'll just read the verse from here and then we'll move to the chapter. Tamimam te pravakshami yam vocham puranaghe rishinam shrotu kamanam yogam sarvanga naipunam tamimam te pravakshami yamavocam puranaghe rishinam shrotu kamanam yogam sarvanga naipunam tamimam te pravakshami yam vocam puranaghe rishinam shrotu kamanam yogam sarvanga naipunam tamimam, that very, te, to you, prakshami, I shall explain, yam, which, avocham, I explained, pura, formerly, ange, O pious mother, rishinam, to the sages, shrotu kamanam, eager to hear, yogam, yoga system, sarvanga, in all respects, nepunam, serviceable and practical. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O most pious mother, I shall now explain unto you the ancient yoga system which I explained formerly to the great sages. It is serviceable and practical in every way. So this teachings of Lord Chaitanya is a summary book by Srila Prabhupada, the commentary on the teachings which are imparted by Bhagwan Kapil, Lord Kapil, to his mother Devahuti. Mata Devahuti and her husband Kardam Muni were blessed by Supreme Personality of Godhead. In fact, before the marriage, Kardam Muni was ordered by Lord Brahma that you go and then produce the progenies for the creation or the advancement of this world. And before getting into the Grihastha ashram, Kardama Muni was performing his austerities on the bank of Saraswati river. And there, Lord gave him darshan and he told, Supreme Personality of God had told Kardama Muni that Mother Satrupa and her husband Swayambhu Manu will approach you for their daughter Devahuti's marriage. And please accept, she is suitable for you. She is she's full of qualities. And you will have 9 daughters. And I will also appear as your son as a plenary expansion. And the same thing happened, and Mother Devahuti was married. She's the daughter of Swayambhu Manu and Satrupa, and she married to Kardama Muni. And um, at the end of their at the end of Grihastha ashram, Kardama Muni was to just after begetting 9 daughters, he was to leave the family life, and there Mother Devahuti requested him to that my daughters will be married off and will go and take care of their husbands, and you are leaving the home and accepting sannyas ashram. Who will take care of me? Also, Lord Brahma has given me blessing that Supreme Personality of Godhead will appear from my womb. So please beget a son. And that's when Lord Kapila was born from the womb of Mother Devahuti. And now Mother Devahuti is sitting in front of Lord Kapil, and she is asking questions. And the knowledge is being imparted by Lord Kapil, which is uh, popularly known as Sankhya Yoga. And in there, this Bhakti Yoga um section is what is the subject matter of today's discussion. Just wanted to give a brief history about what we are going to discuss. Um, Now here, Srila Prabhupada is giving this wonderful purport on this knowledge of Bhakti Yoga imparted by Lord Kapila to his mother. And very first thing which Srila Prabhupada says in this particular paragraph, first couple of them, um, the Lord, and this is actually a big chapter, so we'll try to go through as much as we can till 8 o'clock, and we'll try to summarize towards the end of the end of the paragraphs. So Srila Prabhupada is saying that incarnation of the God in the current age, there are many purported ones, and what they do is they expound on a new theological aspect of absolute truth. But here we find that Kapila Muni is the Lord himself and is capable of manufacturing a new doctrine for his mother. He nevertheless says, I shall just explain the ancient system that I once explained to the great sages, because they were also anxious to hear about it. Okay? So when we have a super excellent process already present in Vedic scriptures, there is no need to concoct a new system to mislead the innocent public. At present, it has become a fashion to reject the standard system and present something bogus in the name of newly invented process of yoga. Then Prabhupada comments on the Hatha Yoga. The supreme ancient system of yoga pertains to the soul. Presently in America especially, Hatha Yoga is very popular. It appeals to fat ladies who go to the classes to reduce and keep their digestive systems regular. Many people are interested in this kind of gymnastic yoga, but the real yoga is Adhyatmika. Adhyatmika means to awaken the soul to his proper position. The soul is Purusha, spirit, and his business is to reconnect his lost relationship with Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada is commenting that the yoga means connection. Yoga means adding together, and primarily adding together soul with the super soul. And currently, in the name of yoga, there is an International Yoga Day also, and generally people are engaged in this gymnastic yoga on that day. Nobody is talking about the real yoga, which is the Adhyatmic yoga, or the yoga which is used for reigniting or reconnecting to the Supreme Lord. Here in Kapil, so we continue. Here in Kapil, Dev says that He previously delivered this yoga system to the great rishis and the great sages. This is the process of Shravanam, hearing. One must be eager to hear, for spiritual life begins with hearing. Ata Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyai sevon mukhehi jihvadau swayam eva sprutyada. This is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, written by Srila Rupa Goswami. It is thus stated in the Shastra that it is not possible to appreciate or understand Krishna with our blunt material senses. Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes, paraphernalia, and abode are all part and parcel of Krishna. However, understanding Krishna begins with hearing and chanting his name. Then there is his form. Generally, for the neophyte, these items are essential to hear his name and qualities and see and worship his form. That is Krishna's personal instruction. Man manabhav mad bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. That is, engage your mind always in thinking of me and obeisances and worship. Offer obeisances and worship. So here, Srila Prabhupada is telling about how to follow this Bhakti Yoga process. Remember that the beginning, Lord Kapila is saying that uh, Sarvanga Nepunam, it is serviceable and practical in every way. So here is the very first practical step in the process. First being engaged, first being explained that impractical part, that is because supreme personality of God head is Traigunatit. Traigunatit means beyond the three modes of material nature. And that's why anything which is under the modes of material nature cannot achieve him. Okay? So our blunt senses are under the modes of material nature. In fact, Srimad Bhagavatam describes how the modes of material nature are actually created and how our senses are actually created. So this all process is actually uh, happening under the modes of material nature, and our senses, all our senses are under the spell of modes of material nature. And that's why achieving Supreme Lord with these senses is practically impossible. We have to uh, purify these senses. And that process of purification begins by hearing and chanting. And we see that this is something which is uh, um a common teaching in all our Vedas. Even Prahlad Maharaj is teaching the same thing. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Even the teaching which is received by Dhruva Maharaj is same thing. Narad Muni is giving him this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, which we chant, before beginning any of the class. Sorry, somebody. Uh, Niru Mataji, can you mute yourself? I'm doing background noises.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. So even Dhruva Maharaj was given this knowledge by Narad Muni that go and chant this mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So the process of Bhakti Yoga begins by hearing and chanting the name, form, glories of the Supreme Personality of God. Okay? Bhagwan Sri Krishna is present in temple deity. And even if a child comes to offer his respects, he is counted as a devotee. A small child may not know anything, but simply by seeing the deity chanting and dancing, he's benefited. Temples are meant to give everyone a chance to advance in Krishna consciousness, one step at a time. Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayato mahato bhaya. This is Krishna saying in Bhagavad Gita that a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous types of fear. Even if we do a little on the path of bhakti, it goes to our account. For instance, if we deposit only $2 in a savings bank, it is kept in our account and it will increase with interest. Similarly, if one performs even a little devotional service, it is not lost. One may come and join this Krishna consciousness movement, render some service, and after a while fall down. However, whatever service has been rendered is to one's permanent credit that will never be lost. When one begins again, he begins at the point where he has left off. This is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. So, here it is being described. Um, Maybe we'll read this part as well. Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brashto Abhijayate. The unsuccessful yogi is born into family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Thus, if one fails to perfect his bhakti yoga, he is given another chance in the next life. So we have to understand this part that bhakti is very important. It starts by shravanam and kirtanam, by listening and by chanting. And the process is so simple that even a child can participate in. And there is no knowledge or the understanding required. Uh, a child, when he comes to offer his respects in front of deities, may not know all about Supreme Personality of Godhead. But just by that act, he is counted as a devotee. Just like Acharya has explained, that just like when you touch a fire, you don't have to know that fire burns you. It automatically does. That's the job of the fire. The moment you touch a fire, you get burned. So, similarly, the moment you perform some devotional service, it gets accumulated to your bank account, and that bank account is permanent bank account. Okay? It's not something which gets um, destroyed ever. That's the real atal dhan. So, for example, um, we have two types of pieties. It is described in the Shastra. Bhogonmukhi and Bhaktionmukhi. Bhogonmukhi is something which, one some pious work you do, and then you are actually um, enjoying the fruits of it. And that's also called karma. And then there is Bhaktionmukhi. And there are some pieties which may result in you making progress on the path of bhakti. Okay. And the moment you progress on the path of bhakti, that work comes under the akarma. Akarma is something which Krishna also talks about. There are three types of karmas in Bhagavad Gita described: akarma, vikarma, and karma. Okay? Um, and vikarma and uh, karma are both bad because both of them are they both of them require birth to be taken, so that you have to enjoy the fruits of it, either bad or good. So that's what is being described here. And then next thing which is being described is that, okay, what if we fail in and we are not able to get the siddhi or the reach the ultimate stage in the bhakti yoga process? And there Lord Krishna is giving this promise that Suchinam Srimatam Gehe, in the houses of either the Brahmanas or the favorable condition. You will get birth in the favorable condition. yoga bhrashto, those yogis who have not been able to uh, achieve the success. Abhijayate, they take birth. And they take birth in the family of a favorable condition. That is, they either it is Suchinam, that's Brahmanas, or Vaishnavas, where there is a family environment where you can make progress in Bhakti Yoga, or in the family of aristocracy, rich people, so that you don't have to struggle with day in, day out, bread and butter, and you can focus on your. And this bhakti is not, then immediately Prabhupada tells that this is not by birth. So he's quoting this Bengali poem, and we'll read through. Suchi hoy muchi hoy yadi Krishna tyaje, muchi hoy suchi hoy yadi Krishna bhaje. If one takes to Krishna consciousness, even if he is born in family of cobbler, muchi, he becomes greater than a Brahman, that is Vaishnava, Suchi. However, if one is born in Brahmar family and gives up Krishna consciousness, he becomes a Muchi, a cobbler. Thus, the door of devotion is open to everyone, whoever he may be. Krishna himself says that regardless of one's position, if one takes the shelter of him, one can approach the supreme destination. माम ही पार्थ व्यपाश्रित्य ये अपि स्यु पापयोज योनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्रा ते अपि यान्ति परां गतिम्. O son of Parth, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, vaishyas, merchants, as well as Shudras, can approach the supreme destination. Bhagavad Gita 9.2. And then this next verse, Sukadev Goswami is saying, Kirat Hunandra Pulinda Pulaska Pulaksha Abhira Sumbha Yavana Khadasya Ye Anye Cha Papa Yada Apashraya Shraya Sudhyanti Tamai Prabha Vishnave Namah. Kirat, Hun, Andhra, Pulind, Pulast, Abhir, Shumba, Yavana, and the Khasa races, and even others who are addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord, due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Krishna consciousness is so complete that it is all embracing. Everyone has an occupational duty as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra. But one does not have to give up his occupational duty to take Krishna consciousness. And if one takes to Krishna consciousness but does not succeed, what has he lost? Even if he falls down, there is no loss. On the other hand, if a man perfectly performs his own duties, Swadharma, but is not Krishna conscious, what does he gain? There is actually no gain. Kapil Dev explains that once one takes to the path of Bhakti Yoga, one never actually falls down. Pratijana hi Govinda na me bhaktya pranashyati. Once begun, Bhakti Yoga continues even if one temporarily falls down. One is given another chance by taking birth in a good family, either in a wealthy family, a learned family, or a Brahman family. If one executes his duties as Brahman, Vishnu will be very pleased. And if one executes his duties perfectly as Kshatriya or Shudra, Vishnu will also be very pleased. One does not have to change one's position. So, here, first of all, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that by birth, it is not uh, birth doesn't determine whether you're a devotee or not. What determines your karma, whether you're accepting Krishna consciousness or you're rejecting Krishna consciousness. And it is open to everyone. And we see that, there are various examples in our Shastras where um, different people of different varnas have become uh, Vaishnavas. For example, um, Dhruva Maharaj, he was uh, he was born in a family of Kshatriya, but he became a devotee of Krishna. He became Vaishnava. We have example of Prahlad Maharaj, who is born in a family of Asura, Hiranyakashipu, but he is uh, he also received, just like Dhruva Maharaj, the darshan of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? Um, and is the proponent of Bhakti Yoga. We have, various other examples where Varna is by birth, it's not, doesn't determine anyone. The door of Bhakti is open to everyone. If there is a Brahmana in Kali Yuga and then is not engaging in the service of Krishna, is not Krishna conscious, is addicted to all sorts of sense gratifications, meat eating, and intoxication, it's foolish for that person to consider himself as Brahmana. He is not a Brahmana by the standards of Shastras. On the other hand, if somebody has taken birth in another family, which is, by the current categorization, not uh, is on the lower side, but takes up the Krishna consciousness, that person is higher than Brahman. Okay, that's what this Bengali poem is saying. Muchi hoy, suchi hoy, yadi Krishna bhaje. No? And we have modern examples also. You know, Srila Haridas Thakur. He was not born in a a Brahman family, but he has the position of a Namacharya. Okay? So that's important to understand. And then once somebody has taken up the process of Krishna consciousness, then that person is, even if not able to perfect the yoga, perfect the bhakti yoga and get the supreme destination, Krishna is assuring that in the next birth, that person will take up the uh, birth in a family where he can continue his process. And we have to understand this very important part. Human life is such a rare life because this is the life in which one can progress in Krishna consciousness. There is no other yoni where you can have this kind of opportunity. Um, birds and animals and plants and so many other yonis are there, life forms are there, and you don't get the opportunity to become a Vaishnava in other forms of life. Now one may ask that, okay, what about the Gajendra? He was an elephant, but we have to understand that before being an elephant, he was a devotee of Krishna. And when the time came, he remembered his past life, and he remembered his devotion towards Krishna, and that's this beautiful song that Hey Govinda Rakho Sharan Abto Jivan Hare, and then he's extending the flower to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna comes and saves him from that crocodile. So it's very important to understand that this human form of life is the rarest form of life, and one has to take the um, full opportunity of it. Yeah. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that every man can become perfect by following his qualities of worth. Yata pravritir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam swakarmana tad abhyarchya siddhim vidanti manava. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, man can, in the performance of his own duty, attain perfection. Thus, if one executes his duties as a perfect Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or whatever, Vishnu will be pleased. The purpose of work is to please Vishnu. Unfortunately, people have forgotten this. Varnashram Dharma, the Vedic system of society, is therefore very important in that it is meant to give human beings a chance to perfect their lives by pleasing Krishna. Unfortunately, the Varnashram Dharma has been lost in this age. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just to give relief to the rotting conditioned souls of this age of Kali Yuga, has given us the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Nam, हरिर्नामेव केवलम कलौ नास्तेव गतिरन्यथा. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting of the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Brihan Naradiya Puran. Although we may try to revive the perfect Varnashram system, it is not possible in this age. People are fallen, disturbed, and unfortunate. So, what is being uh, explained here? That in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that the main purpose of Varnashram Dharma is that one performs his duties for the pleasure of Vishnu. Now, we can take this very simple example. No? Um, we all are doing some kind of duty. We are doing some kind of, some office or something. But what does that mean? That means we are working for somebody. That means we are a servant. And in Varnashram Dharma, what is the servant? What is the Varna of the servant? The Varna of the servant is Shudra. But because we are engaged in the service of Krishna, even while performing our duties as Shudras, as the labor, as the servant of somebody, we can perfect our life because we are using whatever is the money, whatever is the riches we are getting from our services, we are using it for the pleasure of Krishna. We have nice deities at the home. We are engaged in morning seva. We offer prasadam. We have we host various Vaishnavas for different programs. We call devotees to do sankirtan. We gather together in temple. We support our temple. So many activities. So with that, what is happening? We are working for the pleasure of Krishna, pleasure of Vishnu. And we are also engaged in the Yuga Dharma of chanting of the holy name. And that's why, you know, our life can be successful if we continue on this path. And then Prabhupada is explaining that it is the mercy of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we have received this Maha Mantra, because in Kali Yuga, as it is being explained here, that Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam. Only the name of the Hari can, only the name of the Hari and only the name of the Hari can deliver us. No, naste o gatiranyata. There is no other way. No? Mahaprabhu says in Shikshashtakam that Namna akari bahudha nij sarva shakti tatra arpita. O Krishna, uh, you have put all your potencies into the names. You have so many names, and you have put all your, you have uh, given all your potencies to your name. And smarane niyamena kala. And there is no rules and there is no time There are no regulations to chant the name of the Lord. And we read forward. प्रायेण अल्पायुष सभ्य कलाओ अस्मिन् युगे जना मंदा सुमंद मतयो मंदभाग्या हि उपादृता. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, disturbed. So, here, this is in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the Naimisharanya, the rishis are discussing with Shuta Goswami. And uh, they are saying that, in this age of Kali, people have short lives and they are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So, it's not possible to perform any other form of the Bhakti Yoga. One cannot um, engage in 1,000 years of tapasya. One cannot engage in very clean, from body and mind and perform deity service. No? And one doesn't have enough riches to perform different yagyas, nor the patience. So that's why what is the simple process of hearing and chanting the names of the Lord. In this age, there will be insufficient rainfall and food, and the government will plunder one's income by heavy taxation. All of these characteristics of Kali Yuga are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. People will become so disgusted that they will suddenly leave their wife and children and go to the forest. How can the peaceful Varnashram Dharma be revived when people are so harassed in this age? It is virtually impossible. Therefore, the system of Bhakti Yoga, the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, should be adopted. The whole aim of Bhakti Yoga is to satisfy Vishnu. Yagnai Sankirtana Praye. Vishnu, Krishna himself, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to teach us the way of Sankirtan. Vishnu Krishna came himself. Presently, it has become fashionable to manufacture a new system of religion, but Kapil Dev, like Krishna, does not manufacture anything new. This system is not new, but very old, Puran. Krishna also says the same in Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo vidu. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. Thus, Krishna and Kapil Dev are not teaching anything new. They are simply repeating the same message because in the course of time the knowledge has been lost. Arjuna asks, why are you telling me? Why not another? Shri Krishna answers, Bhakto asime sakha cheti, because you are my devotee as well as my friend. It's very important to understand that to receive Krishna consciousness, one has to be the devotee and the friend of Krishna. You cannot understand Krishna consciousness if you are not his devotee. That's why Srila Prabhupada discards so many translations of Bhagavad Gita written in English. He writes in his introduction of Bhagavad Gita and gives this reason that there is not an authentic one, because for the authenticity it has to come in the parampara system, in the disciplic succession, without the breakage. If it is uh, not in the parampara system, it is not the right understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Okay? That's why Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita is called Bhagavad Gita as it is. Srila Prabhupada has on many instances said that the only credit, if you want to give to him, you should give that he has not added anything on the basis of his mental concoction. He has just repeated what he has received, and that is our business. Okay. Also, so that's the first thing, that one has to be devotee of Krishna. Otherwise, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita that no mata smriti jnanam apohanam cha. I am the one who is the reason of the forgetfulness, and that's why this parampara has to be reestablished. Or sometimes Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that um, um, uh, I come again and again, yuge. Why? Dharma sanstharpanarthaya, for the reestablishment of the dharma, for the reestablishment of the religion, for the reestablishment of the Krishna consciousness. Okay, because Krishna is Kala. He's saying Kalosmi, and the one purpose of the Kala is to destroy, and in that process, even this knowledge gets destroyed. And that's why Krishna comes, and we are so fortunate that Krishna has come in a two quick successions, once as himself, and the and another time as a bhakta in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu form. And he is first giving the knowledge, and then he is showing the practical of it by how to follow that knowledge. So we have to take this full advantage of this time. And after that, Srila Prabhupada has come, who has made it so accessible, this Bhakti Yoga process, um, this Shravanam Kirtanam, that round the clock, all over the world, there is this Bhakti Yoga is being followed. Somewhere there is 4:30 always, and that's why there is somewhere that Mangala Arati is happening. Somewhere Krishna consciousness is being practiced all the time. All the nooks and corners of this world. Thus, without being a bhakta or devotee of Krishna, or devotee of Krishna's, one cannot actually understand the science of Bhakti Yoga. Understanding Bhagavad Gita means understanding Krishna. All this information is explained only in Bhakti Sampradaya, not in any other school. Therefore, Krishna says at the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita 18.55, Bhaktya mam avijananti. If one actually wants to understand Krishna and one's relationship with him, one must take to this process of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, as explained by Lord Kapil Dev, is Sankhya Yoga. Lord Kapila starts here. Tam imam te prakshami. What I'm going to tell you. Yam avocham puranghe. The word ananghe refers to one without sin. The word agha refers to past sins, and means without. An means without. Therefore, one cannot understand Krishna consciousness unless he is free from sin. Yesham to ant gatam papam. One can stick to Krishna consciousness only when one is completely free from all sinful reactions. One may say, that will take some time. I cannot get free from sinful reactions overnight. However, Krishna says, no, this can be done immediately. Simply surrender unto me, and I will absolve you from all your sins. Thus, by simply surrendering unto Krishna, our spiritual life begins. Krishna says, no, tam sarvapapebhyo mokshisyami ma suchaha. The only condition is that Sarv dharman paritajya mamekam sharanam braje. Please come under my shelter. And as soon as a soul comes under the shelter of Krishna, he is tagged. He is tagged as a devotee, and it's only a matter of time before one is delivered from this world, from this cycle of birth, old age, disease, and death. It's only a matter of time. Immediately, Mahamaya he's removed from the clutches of Mahamaya and given uh, custody to Yogamaya. And then Yogamaya starts directing this person in the uh, in the path of Bhakti Yoga. We have to understand that we receive different bodies due to our sinful actions. Now we are given a chance to execute our duty in the human form. Bahunam Janmanam Ante. We have received this body through evolutionary process, and this human form is a great opportunity. Narottam Das Thakur sings Hari Hari Bifale Janam Ghanainu. My dear Lord, I have simply wasted my time. Why? Manushyam Janma Paya Radha Krishna na Bhajiya Janiya Suniya Visha Khainu. Because I have received this human form of life, which is meant for understanding Krishna, yet I have simply wasted my time by not taking advantage of this opportunity. I have done everything but worship Radha Krishna. Therefore, I have taken poison knowingly. When one takes poison knowingly, he commits suicide, and not taking advantage of the human form is something like that. If we do not understand Krishna in this life, we are knowingly taking poison. This material life is just like a blazing fire. Sansara Davanal, blazing forest fire. Eating, sleeping, enjoying sex, and defending are the main material activities. When we are engaged simply in these things, our hearts are always burning as if we had taken poison. How can we be cured? So, uh, Narottam Das Thakur is saying that this is this human form of life is very rare, and we have to do Radha Krishna bhajan. If we are not doing that, then we are Jani Asuniya Vishakhaini. Even after knowing and hearing about it, we are committing suicide, spiritual suicide, adhyatmic suicide. Now, how can it be cured? Golokera prema dhana, harinam sankirtan, ratina janmila kinitai. My dear Lord, you have given us the medicine of Harinam Sankirtan, the chanting of Hare Krishna. Unfortunately, I have no attraction for your holy name. It is also stated, Vrajendra Nandana e Sachi Sutta Haila se Balaram Haila Nitai. Krishna has now come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Sachi, and Balaram has come as Lord Nityananda. What is their business? They are delivering all kinds of sinful men simply by chanting Hare Krishna. And what is the evidence of this? The evidence is that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu delivered the sinful Jagai and Vidai. What is their business? One time I asked Jayadatt Maharaj, I told that Maharaj, your deities are very attractive. Maharaj has, beautiful deities, Krishna, Balaram. He serves them very nicely. So I told him, and he said, that's their business. What is their business? Their business is to attract the devotees. And that's their business to look beautiful. And here, Srila Prabhupada is saying same thing. And their business is to attract and deliver the sinful Jagai and Madai. And at present moment, everyone is like Jagai and Madai. Everyone is intoxicated and mad after sex. Now, by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, thousands of Jagais and Madais are being delivered. It is their active medicine, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that is doing it. It is the perfect yoga system. This process is not manufactured and we have not concocted anything. Our business is simply to accept the word of Krishna as they are. Sri Krishna himself characterizes his devotees in this way. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha drudabrata namas yantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Always chanting my glories. endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. This Satatam Kirtayanto Mam reminds me of one pastime which uh, one Prabhuji tells. See, I'm missing the name. Prabhuji. Uh, he says that one time he was giving class, and one devotee in a very challenging mode tells that one student that where in Bhagavad Gita Krishna has told that you should chant 16 rounds. All these ISKCON people, you tell that chant 16 rounds, chant 16 rounds, and where has Krishna spoken about chanting 16 rounds? So Prabhuji tells that Krishna has actually uh, told in Bhagavad Gita, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, always chanting. So not just 16 rounds. It's the mercy of Srila Prabhupada that he has given us just 16 rounds. That devotee of the student says, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. That he, just by chanting 16 rounds, we are getting this same benefit. Next, Prabhupada explains, we do not need to be very learned. Our only requirement is that we receive the blessings of the Lord. The Lord's blessings will enable us to become learned and follow his instructions. We only need to stick to Krishna consciousness movement on the basis of Bhagavad Gita. When we are little further advanced, we can read Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has opened the way with this Sankirtan movement. The entire world is in darkness without Krishna consciousness, and in this age people are so dull that they do not even know the difference between mukti, liberation, and bandha, bondage. If a human being does not know the difference, he is no better than animal, because even the animal is engaged in this process of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So um, presently, we are under the sway of three gunas, the modes of material nature, Sattva guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. Out of these three gunas, Sattva guna, the mode of goodness, is the best. A Brahmana, characterized by the mode of goodness, is truthful and self controlled. He controls his mind and senses, and he is very tolerant and simple. He has full knowledge, and he knows how to apply knowledge in life. He has full faith in the authority of Veda, a quality called Astikyam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained the difference between Nastikyam and Astikyam. According to Vedic understanding, one who does not believe in Vedas is called Nastik. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Veda namaniya Bauddha hai the Nastik. Lord Buddha defied Vedic authority, but his mission was to stop animal killing. In the Vedas, there are recommendations for animal sacrifices, and therefore, to prevent the killing of animals, Lord Buddha rejected the Vedas. Such sacrifice is not possible in this age because there is no Brahman qualified to carry it out. Those who are intelligent know that such a sacrifice cannot be successful in this age because no one knows the proper mantras capable of giving an old animal the body of a new animal. When an animal sacrifice is properly conducted, an old animal is sacrificed and it emerges from the fire in a new body. This is not possible in this age. But what is possible is Sankirtana Yajna, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the yajna or sacrifice specially intended for this age. We need only chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. By performing this yajna, the result will be Cheto Darpana Marjana. The mirror of the mind will be cleansed. When the mirror of the mind is cleansed, one is automatically liberated. So, very wonderful point being mentioned that the prescription for this age is this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this Shodasakshara mantra. And that is the only way to get delivered from this uh, cycle of birth, old age, disease, and death. So, just like, if you get a medication for a disease, a prescription, you have to follow that medication. You just cannot concoct and then take any bitter pill and then think that, yeah, it will work. No, it will not. You have to take exactly the same medicine. So similarly, our uh, prescriber is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he has given this Maha Mantra, uh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And we have to take that Maha Mantra if we want to get delivered from this uh, cycle of birth, old age, and disease. And um, we'll let's try to fast forward. It is the body that is destined to die. Whether the body be that of a Lord Brahma or of a small ant, one should not think that one is liberated because one can live millions and millions of years. The life of Lord Brahma covers the millions of earth years, yet is also subjected to birth and death. So, being explained here that um, in this those who, in this entire planetary system, those who are taking birth are going to die, and we have to get out of this cycle of birth, old age, and disease, and that's the actual mukti, or that's the actual liberation. Okay. Then in this particular um, paragraph, Prabhupada is explaining that receiving Krishna consciousness means receiving light. People are exhausted with the materialistic way of life, especially in the West. Now, the Krishna consciousness movement uh, is giving new life to Western society. By nature, we living entities are liberated. There is actually no question of birth, death, old age, and disease. And by that means, our soul, it's Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha, and being part and parcel of Krishna, we also have the same nature. The quantity is same, but the qualities are same. And by nature, the soul is Satchidananda. But because we are separated and we are under the modes of this material nature, we are feeling trapped. The soul is entrapped in the body, and the process of perfect yoga is the process of saving the soul from the bodily confinement and the four miseries that plague the body. How can those four miseries are birth, old age, disease, and death? This is explained by Lord Kapila in next verse. Ratam vapumsi mukyate. If our consciousness is simply attached to Krishna, we'll be liberated. The great souls are always chanting about Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. They also endeavoring with great determination in their devotional service. For instance, in the Krishna consciousness temples, the devotees rise early in the morning at 4 a.m. and they immediately bath. Then they go to Mangala Aarti at 4:30, and after Mangala Aarti they study the Vedic literatures. These are the process by which we can awaken our dormant love for Krishna, because we are part and parcel of Krishna. Just as a son is part and parcel of his father, there's a natural love between us. However, somehow or the other, son leaves home and forgets his father. The father, of course, never forgets his son. He thinks, oh, my son has left. If we would only come back, if he would only come back. Krishna thinks in this way. We are all sons of Krishna, and Krishna is the most anxious to get us back home, back to Godhead. Then, then we are to go. Therefore, Krishna comes and says, you rascal, give up all the nonsensical material engagement. You have manufactured So many religions and dharma, just give them all up and simply surrender unto me. Sarv dharman parityajya. We all have a father who is supremely rich, very powerful, very learned, and he's coming again and again to save us from the clutches of Maya. But we are not accepting. That's our abhag. But if we accept Krishna, then we are our life will be successful. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, deity worship is Archanam, chanting is Vandanam, and Dasyam is working for Krishna and spreading the Krishna consciousness movement. Generally, we experience that people are primarily interested in seeing Krishna, but why is the emphasis on seeing? Let us hear about him. We must come with a little faith, and as we hear, that faith will increase. One should come to the temple, listen to talks about Krishna, and then, after some time, officially take initiation into the service of the Lord. That is called bhajana kriya. At that time, one has to abandon illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling. If one is still attached to all these habits, he should know that he is not making progress. When one is actually advanced in bhajana kriya, all these anarthas, unwanted things will be finished. Param drishtva nivartante. When one appreciates something better, he rejects all kinds of nonsense. Once one gets a taste of Krishna consciousness, he cannot remain without it. A drunkard cannot remain without a drink, but a devotee is drunk with Krishna consciousness. The immunization against all material disease is the Krishna consciousness. To be immune to the infection of gunas, we have to engage in bhakti yoga. Once we attain the perfectional stage, we attain ecstatic love of Godhead. In that state, we cannot remain without Krishna for a moment. That is called bhava, and that bhava may increase to mahabhava. This is not possible for ordinary human beings, but it was possible for the gopis and Radharani. Indeed, they could not live without Krishna. This is the highest stage of liberation. Hare Krishna. So, to summarize, Bhakti Yoga is something which can be performed by anyone and everyone without the position, um, social or any kind of position, and the process is so simple that it is just Shravanam and Kirtanam, uh, hearing and chanting the glories. And for this Kali Yuga, that is the name of Krishna, primarily Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is the mantra which is given by Mahaprabhu and predicted that in the entire world it will be chanted in every nook and corner, which is happening. And same thing is being told by Kapila Dev. He's not creating a new system, any shortcut for his mother. This is the shortcut. This is the shortest way. That you are right at the final stage. The only thing you have to do is chant this Maha Mantra and make your life successful. Uh, with that, I'd like to stop here, see if there are any corrections, comments. Sorry, I went well up allotted time, but this chapter was long. Very Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Dandavat pranam.
I have one curiosity, one jigyasa in my mind, but this is not related to today's discussion. So can I ask, since I have one doubt in my mind, is it okay to ask the question?
Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead. We'll see. If I can answer, that's great. If not, then the other senior devotees will be able to help. So please go ahead.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I have that question like Maya, Mahamaya, Jogamaya, and Prakriti. All are same or are like any relation in between? Like Trigunatumma Maya, sometimes we are saying Trigunatumma Maya, sometimes we are saying Maya, sometimes we are saying Jogamaya, sometimes saying Prakriti. All these Maya, Mahamaya, Jogamaya, and Prakriti are synonyms or having some different minor difference, or how just if you throw some lights on this, that will be really helpful.
Sure, Prabhuji. There are different energies of Krishna. Maya is commonly used term. Maya means illusion. Now, there are primarily two types of Maya. One is Yoga Maya, other is Mahamaya. The Yoga Maya and main difference between both of them cause illusion. But the main difference between them is that one takes you towards Krishna and the other takes you away from Krishna. Mahamaya is the one which takes one away from Krishna, and Yogamaya is the one which takes you uh, towards Krishna. So, for example, one example which is taken for Yogamaya and the illusion is all the Vrindavan Vasis, in Krishna's pastime, they never believed that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. They never saw him as Bhagavan. But why? Because they are also, under the illusion. But their illusion was controlled by Yogamaya, who was actually increasing their love for Krishna. So even though they will not consider and they will not uh, believe that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, their love for Krishna was increased by Yoga. And similarly, those who are under the spell of Mahamaya, they don't accept Krishna, their illusion, but at the same time, they are going away from. So once you start your devotional journey, once you start your um, uh, Krishna consciousness, that's like Krishna tagging or Krishna telling that, Yogamaya to take care of you, and you will actually, it's a matter of time before you get liberated, as promised by Krishna. We read into this chapter that Krishna is promising that even if you are yoga bhrashto, even if that yogi is not able to successfully complete the bhakti yoga and receive Krishna dham, param dham, is actually taking birth in a situation from where that person can continue the bhakti yoga where he left in the previous life. So that's the main difference. And then Prakriti is another energy of Krishna, which is uh, Krishna is the Krishna has three kinds of energies, which are internal potency, marginal, and external potency. Jiva tattvas are in between, and Krishna's is the internal potency, and then uh, the marginal potency is the separated energy of Krishna, and that's where all these creation is, and three gunas, and all these are part of the Prakriti, and they are through Mahamaya are being controlled. Does that make sense, Prabhuji?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. So, Prakriti, Prabhuji, can we think of like Prakriti is coming under a Jogamaya or a Mahamaya, or it's altogether different, like it that those 24 elements we can consider his material energy. So, Jogamaya and Mahamaya, I am clear, as you told, Prabhuji. So, Prakriti, it comes under either Maya, Mahamaya, or Jogamaya, or altogether different.
No, Prakriti is controlled by Mahamaya, and primarily, um, it's not. So how do I say? Um, yeah, you can. So it's not that Mahamaya means Prakriti. Prakriti, Mahamaya is one energy of Krishna, and Prakriti is another energy of Krishna, and then Mahamaya is the one which is controlling the Prakriti. Then there are three gunas you talked about, and then Ishvara for those three gunas are again, Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. Um, Brahma being the Ishvara of Rajogun, and then Vishnu being of the Satogun, and Lord Shiva being of the Tamogun. Does that make sense, Prabhuji?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Was that correct, Simeshwar Prabhu? You want to correct something or add something to it?
It was excellent. Yes, it was absolutely correct. Yes, that this comes under the Mahamaya is also Lord's energy. This comes under the Prakriti or Lord's, the three modes of material nature. All comes under that energy of Krishna. And Sri Krishna says that Deviyasha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durataya. All these three modes of material nature consist of my energy. So that's that energy is considered as the external energy. External energy is Prakriti, and then that's also comes under the Mahamaya, who is control this material nature. So it's Lord's energy, another external energy, another energy. And then also Lord's another energy is that internal potency or called Yoga Maya. An external potency is called Mahamaya. Says, in another sense, we can say that that is nature or under the control of Mahamaya. Yeah, these all various energies of the Lord. Even in the external energy, these are the various aspects of that external energy. This way, yeah, that's excellent. Yes, you explained very nicely. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji, so much.
Thank you.
We're 18 minutes up, Prabhuji. Do you think we can
No
stop?
problem. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
Thank you.
It's absolutely fine. So, anybody else has anything to add? Any other comments? Any questions, concerns? Okay.
So,
There is,
Prabhuji,
go ahead.
yeah, sorry to interrupt actually. So that Trigunatka Maya, like is Sattva, Raja, Tama. So that comes under Prakriti, and Mahamaya is controlling that Prakriti. The Mahamaya means that external energy or potency of Lord Krishna. Is my understanding correct?
Correct. That's that's right, Prabhuji. Akhilesh Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yep, that is
Okay,
correct.
Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? That's the one reason which is mentioned that this material world is temporary or is not static or stable. It's temporary. It's for even the Mahamaya, which is also temporary in nature. That's why once that everything is over, that's why Mahamaya is trying to pull everybody down to keep it in this material world. So that's the nature. Yeah. Okay. Okay, anything else, dear devotees? Otherwise, let's conclude. Okay, thank you,
Hare
Akhilesh
Krishna,
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna
Yeah,
Prabhu,
go,
Dhanavad.
perfect. Yeah, go ahead, Prabhu.
So it's time now. Can I ask this question immediately?
Yes. Please go ahead.
Hari Har Prabhu, Dhanavad, Pranam Prabhu.
Send out, send
So
out.
question is Prabhu, that Mahamaya is the, like that Prabhupada already gave the some example. It's a jailer, right? Jail is here. I mean, jail is the material universe, material creation. Jail, living entity is there in the jail, for the condition living entity, and Mahamaya is the jailer. He's in charge for correcting the conditioned souls. Am I correct, Prabhu?
Akhilesh Prabhu,
Um,
you want to? Yeah.
in a way, yes. Just like a jailer, there she's is that your question, Prabhuji? That she's in charge of correcting us, and is there a follow up to it as well?
Yes, actually, he's correcting us like the teacher correcting the student, bad student, by punishing something and something like that. So that's why I think that Mahamaya is correcting us by every way.
Yeah. So yes, Prabhuji, we also see that many times even in this world, the regular jails sponsored by governments are called correction facilities, and the correction facilities are there where certain rights and facilities of a free person are curtailed, and you're put into a difficult situation so that you come to your senses, and um, once you have gone through your punishment, you don't want to commit it, so that you otherwise you'll have to go through this punishment again. So if we see in today's explanation, Prabhupada is saying that this is a very uh, people are of short lives, and they are um, very disturbed, they are lazy, and all these different natures, different difficult situations they are in. They are always disturbed, and then um, unlucky. So that's a nature of this asaswatam and dukkhalayam. That's what is called this material world. That it is temporary, and then it is a place of misery. So that we come to our senses and don't commit the same mistake. Otherwise, we will be stuck here. So in that sense, it is a correction facility.
Yeah, so that's the reason. The actual job is the noble job. Actually, he's correcting the fallen soul, and that is a very commendable job.
It is.
Can I add a few things to that as well?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Yes. So when you say Maya or Mahamaya, when you say, generally it is an illusory potency of the Lord, right? Illusory potency means, just for an example, a person wanted to drink, he wanted to enjoy, and wanted to drink alcohol or whatever it is he wanted to enjoy. So suppose we think that okay, he is completely pure, and is everything is pure in the sense of that Yogamaya is there. He can understand Krishna, but when he is in the material world, he wanted to enjoy that alcohol. Then it's completely come to his illusion, come to his consciousness that something I get something, some happiness, some pleasure, some joy. So this is called illusionary potency, that it's bewilders living entities. That like a rope, we see that, oh, this is like a snake. All this bewilderment, illusion, this is called Maya. This is called illusory potency of the Lord. Another potency of the Lord, that's a function of Maya in this world. So when you say Prakriti or Durga, or we say Durga, or who has a trident, that means the trident represents the three gunas, modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance, and then holds it. So that's generally considered as Durga. It's like a prison house. So guarding this material nature or prakriti, so that so that it can be corrected. That's why it's called the present house. This material world is known as present house. The jailer is Durga, or this, the potency of the Lord, female potency, or the expansions of course, we say from the Mahalakshmi, then Parvati manifests, and the Mother Parvati's or Durga. So Durga is considered as this Shakti of the Lord. That Shakti has different other forms. There are 9 other forms. One is Mother Parvati. Parvati is also the consort of Lord Shiva. We cannot say that, Mother Parvati is an illusion, right? Or they are also under the control of the Supreme Lord, under the directions of the Supreme Lord. That's why Krishna says that, Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyade saracharam hedunanena kaundeya jagat vibhari vartate. So how this prakriti is working? Working through Krishna under the material nature, or that we can say that his representations or his potency in this way. So yes, Durga is there to correct and to protect in so many ways. That's why people worship Shakti or Durga and Parvati and so on. So they do get proper results and all. And if we know that the Vaishnavi Devi, even Mother Durga, Mother Parvati, is considered as Vaishnavi, or that we have Vaishnavi Devi temple. Basically, Vaishnavi is a sister of Krishna, or Vaishnavi, pure devotee of the Lord. So we have to see that in that aspect. But when we compare with the Maya, the Mahamaya or this Durga, it's not exactly equal or correct. The Maya which we say, that's another illusory potency of Krishna in order to bewilder the human being, because if otherwise they are not bewildered, they cannot even enjoy that temporary happiness that they get. So in order to like a child wanted to touch the fire, so he has that illusion that, this is something great, right? So he gets that because of that illusory potency. So then he touches and then he realizes this. So that's the difference between when we say the present house of Durga or jailer or correction and this illusory potency or Mahamaya we say. These are the difference. Just wanted to clarify.
Okay, Prabhu. Got it, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Then. Was that okay, bro? English, bro? Hare Krishna. Okay. So let's conclude then today's class. Thank you so much for joining today. Let's pray together. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhyev cha padidanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Dira Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nanda Gaudi Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.